Okay guys, so today I'm going to be showing you a lot of the evil deck capabilities. When you first start playing the deck, like right out of the structure, you're probably going to be playing a lot of beefy soldiers running over your opponent and things like that, maybe doing a little bit of sacrificing. But I'm going to show you kind of some of the more advanced gameplay mechanics of the evil deck. And what it's really capable of is just spamming the field like crazy and overrunning your opponent. But it's also capable of incredible draw power, searching, and a lot of resourcefulness, a lot of swarming, draw power, and searching. So I call this the God Engine because it allows you to thin your deck and draw so quickly that you'll be drawing into your boss monsters, your evil lords, very quickly and running over your opponent. So let's first start off with one of the key cards of the deck. And by the way, a lot of these cards are going to be pretty expensive. They are epic and mystical rares. It's going to be a little bit tough to get, but if you're able to get all the combo pieces, you're really going to enjoy the deck a lot. So the first one I want to talk about here is Argon the Summoner. You can spend up to 3 Imperium to search your deck for a soldier who costs the amount spent, providing you with a massive toolbox of options searching your deck for any 3 or less cost soldier. That alone gives you a big option to the toolbox. One of the best things you can get is Karner the Warlock. So Karner the Warlock, you can spend 1 Imperium to search your deck for a 1 strength soldier and rally it. And boom, so you just spent 8 and you have 3 soldiers on the battlefield for 1 card, right? So that's pretty amazing on its own right. But then there is a very nifty card called Seance. So this only costs 2, and you can play it when you have 3 soldiers on the battlefield. You can search your deck for a soldier, any soldier you want except for a greater being, and rally it. So you could immediately go for some big, beefy guy like Oglallan the Snake Titan or Nefarious Rock or something like that, which is pretty nice in its own right. It's not really going to help you get over a greater being though. I guess it would. This is 15, 16 attacks, so you could potentially with these 2 cards have enough to team attack over an opponent's greater being if you run Nefarious Rock, which honestly, I think he's good for the starter deck. He's going to be like a mini boss monster, but as you buy more packs and advance your deck, you're probably going to end up eventually taking this card out. But the main combo you want to do with Seance is you want to get this guy, Urzen the Treasure Meister. So this guy is the main draw power of the deck, really, him and Apple of Eden, this card. And basically what's happening here, Urzen, you can sacrifice him and 1 other soldier to draw 1 card. So you can sacrifice 2 cards, I'm sorry. Sacrifice him and you'll get to draw 2 cards. And then hopefully you drew in something like Apple of Eden. Now you'll be exhausted at this point, but you did just get to draw 2 cards. So there's something you can do. Urzen's second effect is that you can vanquish him from the game to replenish 4 Imperium. So you can only use that once per game per Urzen, but you can run 3 Urzens. You'll be up to 4, and then you can keep going off. You can do things like resurrect your skeleton warrior, and then play Apple of Eden to sacrifice him and draw 2 more cards. And so this is kind of how the concept goes. Now, this deck has a lot of toolbox materials. Not only are you drawing a lot, but these 2 cards on their own can rally tons of different soldiers. So here are some examples. Now, Karner can get a lot of level 1s, Skeleton Warrior, Hellspawn, Cemetery Hunter, and Bad Bat. Bad Bat is actually very good. You might even want to run 2 of these because he's so cheap and he helps so immensely get over big soldiers. So, especially if you're running Karner, like at least 2 Karners, probably 2 is a pretty good number, you can search these things really easily. Hellspawn, when he's sent to the cemetery, you can search your deck for another one, which works incredibly with Apple of Eden and Citadel of Galroth. Let me find that real quick. This structure, once per turn, you can sacrifice a soldier to draw 1 card. So things like Skeleton Warrior and Hellspawn are amazing sacrifice fodder for this deck because they're basically just floaters and they're going to let you draw tons of cards. With Citadel of Galroth and Skeleton Warrior, this is a rare only and these are commons, you can literally just draw a free card every single turn. And it raises your Imperium limit to +1. And we talked about Bad Bat, and then Cemetery Hunter is kind of like a mini Urzen. He only costs 1 Imperium, but when he's in the cemetery, you can vanquish him to replenish 3 Imperium. Now that's very important because say you do one of these very big plays, and then you vanquish, you're at 0, and then you 0 Imperium, and then you vanquish Cemetery Hunter to go up to 3, then you can play Wheel of Time. And since this card, if you have replenished Imperium earlier this turn, you can play this card and replenish your Imperium to full. So now I'm at full Imperium, and now I can start dropping boss monsters. There's also a lot of other combos with this deck. The Dark Portal, this card comes in the structure deck, and this card you can spend up to 4 Imperium to rally 1 soldier from your deck with up to 3 strength, meaning that you can get like literally any of these cards. So Dark Portal is exceptionally good. You can Dark Portal into Urzen, resurrect your Skeleton Warrior, draw 2, vanquish your Urzen, play something else, then, you know, Wheel of Time, and then just like go off. You can go crazy. And there's tons of like 2 and 3 strength soldiers in the evil decks. So this is like a crazy speed toolbox. But again, you're really gonna need these cards, the Apple of Eden. They're very hard to get. I believe they're a mystical rare. In fact, I only have 2 of them. But yeah, this deck with 3 Apple of Eden and 3 Urzen is pretty busted. So that's some of the evil deck combos. I will say though, that I discovered a version of the evil turbo deck that is 1,000 times more broken than this, and you don't use either of these cards. But I'm like almost afraid to tell you guys because I don't want everybody playing it because I feel like I kind of broke the game a little bit. It's like so crazy good. Some other cards that are really good in the evil deck is Warhorse. You can discard Skeleton Warrior or Hellspawn, and you're basically just getting pluses for free. And of course, like one of the best staples of the evil deck is Arcog, the Shield Demon, because he's just really good to have on the field. He's doing damage to your opponent, and then if your opponent like wastes something like Chains of Destruction to destroy him, he's always going to sit in your cemetery, and you can use him later to stay alive. So the evil deck is like naturally tanky between Rush and the Arcogs, and it should allow you to prolong the game quite a bit. Let me know what you guys picked. Did you pick Holy or Evil? Let me know what you think about the game. I hope you guys enjoyed so far. I can't wait to play with some of y'all, and I'll see you on the next video.